I don't think that we can ever have peace with my family. There's a lot that I can forgive unless the truth is out there.
The truth regarding Prince Harry's origins has finally emerged after years of speculation prompted by his unusual appearance. With the revelation of Prince Harry's biological father, DNA testing has flipped the script on the British monarchy. Who is the biological father of Prince Harry? The story of Prince Harry's biological father will unfold in due course. Some have speculated for a long time that Prince Harry's biological father is someone other than Prince Charles. As Harry was a teenager, these beliefs began to take shape, casting a shadow of mystery and dispute over his life narrative. The obvious physical dissimilarities between Harry and his father, King Charles, have been cited by observers as the reason behind these stories. A lot of rumors have circulated about Harry because of his fiery red hair and rougher appearance, in contrast to Charles's beautiful hair and gentle features. This whole affair revolves on James Hewitt, a former British cavalry commander who became famous for his romance with Princess Diana in the 80s and 90s. Diana made no secret of the romance in an interview she gave in 1995, and it quickly spread. Hewitt and Harry share red hair, which has led many to believe that he may be Harry's biological father. Nevertheless, Hewitt has categorically refuted these claims, stating that he started seeing Diana in 1986, 2 years after Harry was born in 1984, in response to these accusations. This time frame, according to royal family supporters, disproves the idea that Hewitt is Harry's father. Diana insisted that her boys Harry and William were indeed born to Charles. Even though they've denied it, the rumors continue. Uncertainty over Harry's paternity may have further damaged Charles and Diana's already troubled relationship, according to some commentators. People have speculated about Charles's emotional relationship with Harry since he seemed to have a stronger affinity with his oldest son, Prince William. The nature of Diana's connection with James Hewitt and the source of the friction between Charles and Diana are both cast into doubt by this. So, who is the biological father of Harry? Be sure to tune in to find out. The marriage of Princess Diana. When Princess Diana and Prince Charles were married, everyone thought it was the stuff of fairy tales. Tragically, it devolved into a tumultuous and tragic tale that has forever altered the course of royal history. An intricate web of animosity, treachery, and personal anguish festered behind the surface of richness and magnificence, culminating in the devastating choice to part ways. When Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer first met when he was just 16 years old, their romance started. A romance developed out of it, and the media watched it attentively. Charles thought Diana, a beautiful young woman from an illustrious family, would make the perfect royal consort despite their 12-year age difference. Their 1981 engagement was televised across the world, and millions of people witnessed their lavish wedding as a cultural landmark. Their marriage, however, was showing signs of strain underneath the veneer of formality. Diana was unable to handle the difficulties of her new job after being thrown into the rigorous and sometimes merciless realm of monarchy at such a young age. As a result of his heavy responsibilities and his unresolved emotions towards his ex-girlfriend Camilla Parker Bowles, Prince Charles found it difficult to create an emotional bond with his wife. Diana and Charles's relationship deteriorated as they both felt the mounting strain of royal life. They needed one another's understanding and emotional support more than their marriage could handle. Charles, unable to provide his emotionally distant wife the solace and company she so desperately needed, contributed to the widening gap between them as Diana battled public scrutiny and the obligations of royal procedure. Prince William was born in 1982 and Prince Harry in 1984, but the advent of their sons did little to alleviate the widening chasm that had developed between Diana and Charles. Even though they put on a good face to the outside world, their private lives were full of stress that appeared to be becoming worse. The growing weight of their royal responsibilities was a pressure on an already troubled relationship between Diana and Charles. The gap between Diana and Charles appeared to widen as a result of her quick ascent to worldwide icon status, which was praised for her generosity, attractiveness, and commitment to humanitarian causes. The prince had a hard time accepting his own emotions of inadequacy as he felt overlooked by his wife's rising fame. Their already troubled marriage became much more so due to their mutual feelings of inferiority and competitiveness. Diana, who was in need of love and support, found solace in the company of others, particularly the former soldier James Hewitt, with whom she had a strong relationship. At the same time, Charles reignited his affair with Camilla, which put even more pressure on an already delicate relationship. Once shrouded in secrecy, their extramarital romances became tabloid fodder, casting a shadow over the royal family and its members. Their already tense situation became even more so due to the media's incessant coverage of their private lives. Andrew Morton's contentious 1992 book, Diana, Her True Story, exposed Charles's continued affair with Camilla and Diana's difficulties with an eating disorder, among other things, within the marriage. The world was shocked, and her marriage to Charles began to crumble at the key time when Diana and Morton collaborated to reveal her mental struggle in an unvarnished and raw form. Despite their formal separation that same year, the pair maintained their independence in performing some royal tasks. Even though they were having marital problems, Charles and Diana never wavered from their duties as royal family members. The already tense relationship between Charles and Diana was further strained when, in a 1994 TV appearance, Charles acknowledged to having an affair with Camilla. After Charles's revelation of adultery exacerbated tensions between him and Diana, it generated widespread public and media outcry. In a historic interview that aired the following year on BBC's Panorama, Diana discussed her mental health issues, the breakup of her marriage, and Charles's adultery in an open and honest manner. The first time a member of the royal family has so publicly discussed personal struggles was in this interview, which was a watershed moment. Diana's candor about her challenges and vulnerabilities gained her widespread admiration and increased her reputation, but also caused friction within the royal family. After Charles and Diana had been apart for a while, their divorce was completed in 1996. Although everyone knew it was coming, the divorce nonetheless closed a chapter that had held everyone's attention for more than a decade. Princess Diana kept her title even though she was no longer officially a member of the royal family. Diana and Charles both wanted to start over after their divorce. While pursuing new romantic interests, Diana devoted herself to her philanthropic efforts, which included advocating for the removal of landmines and raising awareness about AIDS. Along the while, Charles kept in touch with Camilla, who he wed in 2005. Diana and Charles were determined to co-parent their boys, Harry and William, despite their marital problems. Even when they had difficulties of their own, they remained involved in their children's lives, providing emotional and practical assistance. Diana's involvement with James Hewitt. Particularly under the strong light of the media, Diana's private life was the subject of much conjecture and investigation due to her romance with James Hewitt. While Diana was still married to Prince Charles, she had an affair with Hewitt, a former cavalry officer in the British Army, in the turbulent years between the late 1980s and the early 1990s. Many people spoke about Diana's situation because she found comfort and understanding in her growing relationship with Hewitt, despite the difficulties she was facing. Diana was allegedly struggling with deep emotions of loneliness and estrangement from Prince Charles when their paths initially met at a social event in 1986. Hewitt's promise to tutor her in writing laid the groundwork for their intimate friendship, which blossomed into something more sincere and meaningful. While Diana's marriage was in disarray, Hewitt's constant presence and care gave her the solace and company she needed. They became closer, and Diana finally admitted to Hewitt how she felt, showing how much they loved each other. They kept their affair under wraps at first, but rumors started circulating among the royal family's close circle. In the midst of the upheaval and attention surrounding her marriage to Prince Charles, Hewitt provided Diana with a feeling of security and comfort. Hewitt highlighted the profound emotional bond they had in interviews, stressing that their relationship extended beyond just physical desire. A refuge from the stresses of her public position and her marital problems, Hewitt's sympathy and support was a welcome relief for Diana. Diana found solace in her passionate yet turbulent relationship with Hewitt, which she publicly displayed during a period of great upheaval. Hewitt and Anna Pasternak's 1989 book, Princess in Love, which revealed their affair to the world, brought their romance to light. Hewitt revealed their relationship via the sharing of private events and letters in this book. The disclosure sent Diana into a whirlwind of controversy and further complicated her life. Hewitt stated he was trying to protect Diana by notifying the press about their private connection, although reports suggest Diana felt betrayed when he did so. His reputation took a hit since many saw his behavior as betraying their trust. The tensions in Diana and Charles's marriage were already high before this revelation. Speculation surrounding Prince Harry's paternity was one among the many rumors that circulated about their relationship. Some speculated that Hewitt may be Harry's biological father because of how similar their red hair was. Claiming that their romance started after Harry was born, Hewitt and Diana both disputed the allegations. On many occasions, Hewitt denied the paternity suspicions. Diana put an end to these rumors in her famous 1995 Panorama interview, where she clarified that she had not met Hewitt until after Harry was born. As a result of Hewitt's protracted military obligations and the constant public attention, Diana and Hewitt's romance ended. Amidst the chaos of her affair and her marriage's persistent problems, Diana battled emotions of desertion and betrayal. Despite their breakup, Hewitt reportedly kept in touch with Diana for a while, with stories of their occasional exchanging messages. But as Diana devoted more time to her children and philanthropy, their bond weakened. Hewitt had a tough time after the separation. Because of his role in the controversy and the subsequent public investigation, his image suffered. He tried to avoid the spotlight while dealing with private challenges, such as money problems and mental health issues. Notwithstanding all of this, Hewitt has maintained in interviews that he never meant any damage by talking publicly about his friendship with Diana and that it was important to him. The media's sensationalization of their affair, he says, made them seem less real than they actually were. The rumors surrounding Harry's biological father continued to circulate as Diana pursued other relationships following her breakup with Hewitt. Intimate affairs of Diana. The public took notice of Princess Diana's extramarital romances because she had several of them. Among her notable relationships, which included her marriage to Prince Charles and her romance with James Hewitt, was a noteworthy one with Dr. Hasnat Khan, a cardiac surgeon of British-Pakistani origin. Diana first crossed paths with Dr. Khan in 1995 when visiting a hospital in London. Over the course of their 2-year affair, they developed a deep emotional bond while keeping it under wraps. Diana lovingly called him Mr. Wonderful, and rumor has it that she considered becoming an Islam and relocating to Pakistan only to be with him. Their alleged 1997 breakup was due to cultural differences and Diana's public life demands. A significant other was Dodi Fayed, the son of Egyptian billionaire Mohammed Al Fayed and a rich film producer. Dodi and Diana started dating in the summer of 1997, not long after Diana's breakup with Hasnat Khan. The media took notice of their courtship immediately, particularly after photos of them enjoying a Mediterranean boat holiday went viral. When word spread that Dodi had proposed to Diana with a ring, speculation about their future became even more intense. Their tragic romance ended on August 31, 1997, when they were killed in a vehicle crash in Paris. Aside from these major love relationships, Diana also maintained tight friendships with a number of famous people. Among these pals was Oliver Hoare, an art trader from England. After Diana allegedly made many trips home, allegations began to circulate that she was involved with someone romantically. But nobody openly acknowledged their relationship. Even though Diana and her husband were married, They had a strong emotional connection that was often talked about. Rugby player Will Carling was another individual of note in Diana's life. Once Diana started going to Carling's gym on a regular basis for his individualized fitness instruction, their lives started to intersect. Speculation about a potential romantic relationship began when their increasing bond reportedly affected Carling's marriage. Carling later played down the genuine character of their connection, and they never openly admitted to being together. The public connection between Diana and Will Carling remained modest and professional, despite the rumors and conjecture that swirled around them. Personal security officer and bodyguard Barry Maneke was another important figure in Diana's life. Diana described her affection for Maneke as the most significant love of her life in recordings made for her biographer Andrew Morton. Despite the fact that their romance began while she was still married to Prince Charles, they were closer emotionally than physically. Tragically, Maneke died in a motorbike accident in 1987, leaving Diana devastated. Maneke had been a confidant and friend to Diana, and she had helped her through a difficult period in her life. Despite the challenges she had in balancing her royal responsibilities with her need for intimacy, empathy, and emotional support, Diana's relationships throughout her life frequently mirrored these traits. Her love life was made more problematic by the heavy media scrutiny that surrounded her public image, which affected the privacy and duration of her intimate ties. Despite all, Diana's connections and relationships showed her true character and her desire for more than just royal duties. Whether it's with a rugby player like Will Carling or her loyal bodyguard Barry Maneke, Diana's capacity to form profound bonds with those around her demonstrates her emotional depth and her yearning for meaningful relationships that transcended her royal status. Losing Princess Diana. There was utter disarray on the night of Princess Diana's untimely death. Affluent Egyptian billionaire Mohammed Al Fayed's son Dodi Fayed was in her company in Paris on August 30, 1997. They were accommodated in the Fayed family's Ritz Hotel. In an attempt to avoid the photographers who were waiting outside, the couple left the hotel that night and went to an apartment owned by Dodi's father. Trevor Rees-Jones, a bodyguard for the Fayed family, was the sole other passenger in the black Mercedes-Benz driven by Henry Paul, the hotel's deputy head of security. They took an alternate route. Bikers carrying photographers chased after them as they rode out from the Ritz. Tragically, the 13th pillar was struck by Princess Diana's automobile as it entered the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. The collision was so severe that it destroyed the car and caused widespread mayhem. Following the collision, the vehicle veered off course and stopped in the other direction. The lives of Dodi Fayed and Henry Paul were cut short in an instant. Even though he was badly hurt, Trevor Rees-Jones managed to pull from the event. Princess Diana was found alive and critically injured by rescuers, but she was trapped in the wreckage. After they freed her from the vehicle, she was sent to Piti-Salpêtrière Hospital without delay. At about 4 a.m., she passed away from her wounds despite everyone's best attempts to rescue her. Intestinal hemorrhage and other problems caused him to pass away on August 31, 1997. Many in the UK were shocked and in despair when they heard of Princess Diana's untimely death. She was a young, energetic figure. People sobbed freely in the streets as they erected temporary shrines outside of Diana's former homes, Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace, adorned with flowers, cards, and candles. It wasn't just Britons who felt the loss. People all across the world did. Her humanitarian work impacted the lives of innumerable individuals, and Diana has an extraordinary talent for connecting with regular people. Her compassion and understanding earned her the respect of many organizations that help those in need, including those dealing with the effects of HIV/AIDS, survivors of landmines, and others. The impact of the media on Diana's life and death was a hot topic following the disaster. As one of the world's most photographed women, she endured the unrelenting scrutiny of paparazzi photographers throughout her life. The photographers who had been after her car that night were widely believed to have been partially responsible for the accident. as they persisted in taking shots even as she lay wounded in the debris. According to French investigators, driver Henri Paul had a blood alcohol concentration, BAC, more than 3 times the legal limit when the accident occurred. A trifecta of factors, including Paul's intoxication, the relentless chase by photographers, and high-speed driving, led to the tragic outcome. But many still held the media responsible for prying into Diana's personal life. The media never stopped covering Diana's private life, even after she and Prince Charles split up in 1992 and got a divorce in 1996. There was a lot of criticism directed at the British royal family as they responded to Diana's death. The Queen and other members of the royal family were in Scotland's Balmoral Castle when they learned the tragic news. They stayed to be with Princes William and Harry, Diana's sons, while they grieved. Some, meanwhile, saw this move as a way to downplay Diana's importance in the public eye. Queen Elizabeth II returned to London and spoke to the country in a live broadcast as public emotion intensified. She conveyed her sadness in a moving speech that praised Diana for being a kind mother and an outstanding human being who brought happiness and laughter into everyone's lives. The message demonstrated the unity of the royal family in sharing the nation's grief and served to alleviate the mounting tension. Westminster Abbey was the site of Princess Diana's burial on September 6, 1997. The event was broadcast live to millions of viewers across the globe. Many came to London's streets to convey their condolences. Among the white flowers and the royal standard that decorated her coffin was a card that said "Mummy" from her boys. Next in line were Prince William, Prince Harry, Prince Charles, Prince Philip, and Earl Spencer, who was Diana's brother, following the coffin. Many people related to the touching photo of the young princes walking gravely, which represented the profound grief experienced by Diana's children upon her passing. The identity of Harry's biological father was likewise the subject of growing speculation and controversy. A response from Prince Harry on the rumors. Many people, like James Hewitt, have speculated about the identity of Prince Harry's biological father throughout the years. Other people associated with Princess Diana may have had a hand in Harry's paternity as well, according to whispers and speculations. Former equerry and royal confidant Major Mark Dyer is the target of one theory. Dyer had a close relationship with Diana and Harry, and he had a paternal role in Harry's upbringing. He was famous for his vibrant red hair and positive attitude. Because of this, many have wondered how much of an impact he had on Harry's life. Some have even gone so far as to say that their connection was more than just mentoring. Barry Manicky, Diana's bodyguard before news of her affair with James Hewitt broke, is another name that has come up in these talks. Rumors of a possible love relationship between Diana and Manicky were already making the rounds. The rumors swirled even more after Manicky's tragic 1987 motorbike accident, casting doubt on the authenticity of their connection. Although there is no proof to back these hypotheses, they certainly provide an interesting dimension to the continuing story about Harry's parents. These assertions continue to captivate the public and media, despite how ridiculous they appear. Some think the royal family's lack of comment has made rumors even more heated. A shroud of secrecy in the realm of monarchy frequently sparks speculation and misconceptions. The subtle handling of problems by the monarchy, according to critics, just encourages the populace to fabricate their own stories. Prince Harry has mostly maintained his silence despite the abundance of rumors and conjecture, but his actions throughout the years can show us how these rumors have affected him. As a child, Harry was always compared to Prince William, his older brother, and was the center of public attention. Harry may have felt more pressure to live up to expectations because of the striking similarities between William and their father, Prince Charles, and because he looked so different from them. Many think that Harry's character and his connection to the royal family have been impacted by the persistent comparisons and rumors that surround him. Harry has spoken out on several occasions about the difficulties he had for a long time being the spare in the royal family. The tension in his relationship with his father, Charles, has grown over time, but he hasn't directly challenged his status as a father. Harry has said in many interviews that he doesn't feel connected to his family's expectations of him, and this disconnection has prompted some to wonder if the speculations around his real paternity are to blame. Many viewed Harry and Meghan Markle's 2020 decision to reclaim their lives as a daring act of independence from their royal obligations. Some saw Harry's decision as an attempt to escape the scrutiny and doubt that came with being an only child in a dysfunctional household. But rumors circulated that his decision to separate himself from the monarchy was partly motivated by unsolved questions about his paternity. Even while Harry keeps a level head in public, his remarks and interviews about his family suggest he is more frustrated than he lets on about feeling misunderstood by the institution and the media. Some think his feeling of being treated unfairly has been worsened by the lack of free conversation about his parenting. In spite of this, Harry is dead set on protecting his kids from the intrusive attention he felt as a youngster. The media has been instrumental in spreading rumors about Harry's paternity. When Harry's life takes a significant turn, as when he marries Meghan and their kid is born, the tabloids tend to bring up these stories again. As a result of the media's fixation with his private life, Harry has taken legal action against several tabloids. He has complained about the press's intrusiveness and negative impact on his mental health in many court proceedings. Although the main grounds for these cases are invasions of privacy and unflattering depictions, many interpret them as symbolic of Harry's fight to dispel the myths that have circulated about him. In the end, Harry and Meghan decided to take matters into their own hands by getting a DNA test done. What the test found out? The mystery of Prince Harry's paternity has finally been solved thanks to DNA testing, which ended years of public debate and media speculations. The private test's final results have put an end to any remaining speculation over Harry's paternity by confirming that King Charles is, in fact, his biological father. Harry and the entire royal family have been under continual public scrutiny over this subject, but the certification of this genetic link between him and King Charles has secured his status as the lawful successor to the throne. The conclusions have been further solidified by the fact that many credible sources have confirmed the correctness of the DNA test. Using state-of-the-art methods in genetic analysis, the tests were carried out with great care to guarantee that the results were accurate and irrefutable. The genetic markers revealed strong similarities, conclusively proving that Charles and Harry are father and son. After carefully reviewing the test findings, geneticists have confirmed the high degree of similarity between the two boys' DNA profiles, stating that Charles can be positively identified as Harry's biological father, with an almost 100% confidence. The question of Harry's paternity has been settled beyond a reasonable doubt. The long-running speculation over Harry's background has finally come to an end with this revelation, which will protect the royal family's honor and dignity going ahead. The royal family reportedly thinks the results are good, since they provide Prince Harry an opportunity to put a stop to a controversial tale. King Charles reportedly expressed his happiness at the news, suggesting he is happy the matter is over. Even though Charles has publicly acknowledged Harry as his son on several occasions, these results provide an official answer to ongoing questions. The confirmation reportedly makes Prince William happy, and it strengthens the bond between the brothers, which will be crucial as they both deal with the demands of public life. It brings the family closer together in the midst of recent events, such as Harry's decision to stand away from royal responsibilities, which has put strain on family connections. The DNA findings reportedly provide Harry with the answers he has been looking for. Based on these findings, we can say with confidence who he is. According to reports, Harry sees the findings as a step toward putting the past behind him and focusing on what's ahead for his family, which is surprising coming from someone who has publicly challenged his status in the royal family. The royal family is hoping that the focus may now go from conjecture to healing now that the findings are out. No matter what Harry does or says outside of his role as a royal, His confirmation as Charles's son solidifies his position within the family. With this new information in hand, the family can stop dwelling on the past and start repairing their relationships based on trust and unity. Because of these results, the media is less likely to focus on Harry's paternity duties, as the subject is no longer as interesting. A major source of distraction from Harry and Meghan's public presence has been removed by this obvious determination as they carve out their own route away from royal life. It also guarantees that their kids won't have to carry around any baggage from unanswered concerns regarding their dad's connection with their grandpa. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and watch the next video I've uploaded if you liked it.